Hey everyone, now the other day I actually released a video where I was talking about how 90% silver has actually become more expensive than 1-ounce generic silver rounds, at least with online retailers, and that's what that video was focused on. But of course, you know, I always get comments, people arguing with me about certain aspects. A lot of comments I got were just go to local coin shops because it's cheaper there. Some people are even told me they've paid under melt, which is hard to believe, but very, very awesome if true, because that, you know, being able to get silver that cheap, especially 90% silver, is great. And you should absolutely back the truck up if you have the opportunity to buy it at melt or below melt right now, at least in my opinion, and it's only my opinion. But that's not always the case. In fact, I also had comments from other commenters that were saying they were paying even more at their local shop. One guy specifically said he was paying 25 times face for 90% silver from his local shop. So obviously experiences may vary. So there are going to be some very, very good shops out there that are able to buy this stuff across the counter and then as a result be able to turn around and sell it to you cheaper than anything you can find online. And that's great. But what we're going to do in this video is we're actually going to go ahead and call around some local shops around the country. We'll call a few different ones, and we'll ask them their price on generic rounds and their price on 90% silver. And we will do the same math we did in that previous video where we compare how much you're paying per ounce for 90% versus how much you're paying per ounce for generic silver rounds at random local shops in different states. So let's get into it, guys. We're going to go ahead and switch over, get on the phone, and start making some calls. But before we do, if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so yet, do me a favor, go down below and subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss my future videos. Okay guys, so this first shop we're calling is all the way out in Maine. So I've never actually called a shop in Maine, but I am using a voice changer and an anonymous caller ID as well so that they don't have any idea who might be calling, just in case they've seen my videos before. Okay, here we go.
Morning.
Hey, I was just wondering if you guys had any silver in. I'm looking for maybe generic rounds or 90%.
Okay, hold on one moment.
Sure.
Hello, speaking. How may I help you?
Hi, I was just curious if you guys had any generic rounds or 90% in stock.
We do.
Okay.
Running $7.50 over price of silver.
$7.50 over for the rounds. What about the 90%?
90%, I'd be at $21 per dollar.
21 per dollar. Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, so that first shop right there was $7.50 over spot for rounds, and they were selling 90% for $21 times face. Let's do the math and see what it is. So doing the math, it appears that at least at the first shop, that is actually accurate information. So they are $34 per ounce for their 1-ounce rounds, which is $7.50 over, but for 90%, they were only $29.40 per ounce after multiplying the per dollar face times 1.4. So that is accurate for shop number one. We have a few more to call though. Let's do it. Okay, so our next shop is in Virginia, also on the East Coast. Let's see what they have to say. Yeah, do you guys have any silver? I'm looking for maybe rounds or 90.
I got 90% available, and I got silver rounds available.
What do your rounds go for?
Rounds are $33.50 right now.
$33.50. And what about 90?
Yeah. 90 is going to be 23 on dimes and quarters and 26 on halves.
23 on dimes and quarters and 26 on halves. Awesome. Thank you so much,
Yep.
man. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, so the second shop gave us a straight price of $33.50 an ounce for generic, so that's actually +7. We can look at the bottom here. I have the indicator going right now. 90%, 23 and 26. Let me do the math. Okay, so I did the math. They have, again, $33.50 on rounds, but on 90% for dimes and quarters, they're $32.20 per ounce. And on half dollars, they're actually $36.40 per ounce. So considerably higher on the halves, slightly lower on the dimes and quarters, but not a monstrous difference. $32.20 to $33.50, about $1.30. So still cheaper though, which so far holds to truth that local shops are going to be a better spot to get your 90% than these big online dealers. But we're going to call a couple of more and see what they have to say. So we're going to go ahead and slide west just a little bit. We'll move to a shop in Louisiana. Let's see what they have out there, what their 90% and rounds are selling for. Hey, do you guys have any silver? I'm looking for 90 or rounds, just depending on prices.
What you looking for?
90% or silver rounds, just depending on what the prices are.
Okay.
Okay, let me look and see what we have.
All right, thanks.
Okay, we have a handful of silver rounds, and those are going to be the spot price plus $6.
Okay.
And we have 90%, which will be 24 times face value.
24 times on 90, and then plus 6 on rounds?
Yes.
Awesome. Hey, thank you so much.
Okay, all right,
bye. Bye-bye. Okay, so that next shop was plus 6 on rounds, which puts them at $32.50. It's actually the cheapest for rounds that we have found so far. But their 90 was 24 times, so let's do the math. Okay, so I did the math, and in this coin shop in Louisiana, they had rounds at $32.50, but their 90%, if you look at the per ounce price, was $33.60. So of the 3 shops we've talked to so far, they were the first ones that were actually higher on 90% than they were on generic rounds. We're gonna call one more, get four shops into this video. Let's see what we can find. So we're gonna go up north, and we're gonna go all the way up into Michigan. Let's see what they have for 90% and for silver rounds. Hey, do you guys have any silver? I'm looking for generic or maybe 90.
I've got both.
All right, what do you got for generic?
1 ounce silver rounds.
Well, I meant price, I'm sorry.
I think they're around 32 today.
32? Okay. And then what do you got for 90?
Probably got 100 face.
Okay. And how much per dollar on that?
I'm not sitting in front of the prices. Probably 23 or so.
23 or so. Okay. That's fair. Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Bye-bye. Okay, so our shop up in Michigan had generics at 32, and they had 90% at 23. Let's do the math. All right, I did the math, and 90% looks like it's $32.20 per ounce, whereas generic is 32. So this fourth shop up in Michigan, basically the same per ounce for generic and 90. So what does all of this tell us? Well, in the video yesterday, I showed you that online, at online retailers, and I found the cheapest ones I could, were actually more expensive by quite a bit on their 90%. But here we called 4 different shops in 4 different states, and while some were cheaper, there was one more expensive and there was one about the same. So my point is, and in response to a lot of the comments that I got yesterday, it's not going to always be a blanket statement. Now, a lot of the people that watch this channel may not have a local coin shop close to them, so reporting on what the difference in price between 90% was and generic rounds were online is a good video to make because people will be able to see what's actually going on. Additionally, in that video, I was actually able to provide the math for calculating how much per ounce you're paying on 90% silver. So, there were a couple of comments where people were angry at me, saying it's always cheaper in shops and you're only looking online and this video is misleading and things like that. No, it's not misleading because I showed you the actual numbers from actual websites. That first website, by the way, the cheapest one, which I don't know why I didn't put in a video, was Silver Gold Bull. Obviously, I also did APMEX and SD Bullion. These are all 3 big retailers online. And they were all higher on 90% and not by just a little bit. So yes, of course, going into a local shop could always, benefit you if you're able to find it cheaper. And I've told people in many of my videos that shopping locally is always the best option, not just because sometimes you get better prices, because honestly, sometimes it's worse, but also because you are supporting a local business instead of a big business online. APMEX makes, millions and millions of dollars. They probably don't need any more of your money if you can support a local shop where, a father might be putting his little girl into dance classes with that money, or he might be paying for his son's karate lessons. You're not just putting more money into a big bank account of a CEO of one of these large companies. You're actually providing for these little mom and pop shops, and you're giving them a livelihood. So I always tell people to shop locally whenever possible, and I'm never going to not say that. But that doesn't mean that I shouldn't be reporting on what the numbers are, because realistically, not everyone has a shop close to them, or not everyone has a good shop close to them. So, telling me that, my numbers were misleading because they have a shop that's close to them that's selling it for $18.50 or 19 times or 20. Good for you. That's fantastic. I think that's great. And I think you should absolutely support that shop. but not reporting on what the online dealers are doing, in my opinion, would be leaving out a big part of the puzzle. So thank you so much for watching the video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you learned anything from this at all, or if you want to leave a comment or whatever, just go down below and let me know what you thought. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and we'll see you next time. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I did leave a video above you can check out if you haven't seen it yet. I also want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to my awesome channel supporters scrolling right there on the right hand of the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.